Ukpa bakhut poblio bakhat saw ulalet jingo yakari Turkey batri Lebanon hakasngi ublei hinyau tarik unopra 4,000 pusan. Hakani ka jinglet jingo ula ongba ka jingya kendu jong u bat kinong yalam balang kalahika ya u ba ka Jingsuk kan Urlong Tang Lada ngitei lang yaka. Ukpa bakhut ula ai khublei ya baro ki pai runget ki bala kersan bat yaj rengkat bat u rengkat ki jingduai. Ula penpau ya ke jingkemen ba ula yo ya kalar ban ya kendu bat ki pat ba Katolik jengkari Turkey ki balong kom kasaki ya ka ktien ublei bat ya ka jingit ke ba ublei ula the se halor jongi. Haba phai shakari Lebanon upop ula ong ba kari Lebanon kadang yai beteng banlong kadak jong ka jingelong kawe da ka ba ong ba uyo man siem ban yo sngo ba bun ki briu ki saki ya kata kanuksa. Ngalaya kendu ya ki briu ki bapen bena ya ka gospel da ka ba pediang sngo bha ya ki bala sakma bat ki bamdan jakashu ban shong bansa da ka ba lejngo ya ki koidi bat da ka ba samlang ya ki jingbam kamtam shikitu ki badan kam ula ong. Ngala sngo kemen ban yo i ya ki briu ha ki surok ki ba ai khublei yanga bat ngala sngo kemen shibun ya ka jingya kendu bat ki bahaying hasem jong ki bala khlat no na ka jing bethei hakat lingsun jong ka Beirut. Wat lada ulawan ra ya ka ktien jing pentengan laong upup mau ha ka ju kapor ulayo ya ka jing pentengan ka ba kam kraw shibun na ka jinget bat ka jing sngo tenat jong ki briu jong kari Lebanon. Kei ka bala jia hakini ki sngi bala dep ha Turkey bat Lebanon ka hikayengi ba ka Jingsuk kala ban Urlong. Lapun kud upop liyo bakhat saw. Bat baki Kristan haka jingya kren bat ki shenrang bat ki kentei jong ki wei pat ki jinget bat ki kolshor ki la banyarap pantei yaka.
Indeed, a society is alive if it has a plurality. For what makes it a civil society are the bridges that link its people together.
President Recep Tayyip Erdogan stressed religious coexistence and support for a Palestinian state, while the Pope praised Turkey's diversity and urged stronger protection for families and women, a pointed message after Turkey left the Istanbul Convention. While the Pope was in Ankara, Christians in Istanbul, the old capital of Eastern Christianity, were preparing to welcome him.
The Basilica of St. Anthony of Padua is the largest Catholic church here in Istanbul. Not only Catholic faithful, but also many Muslims come here every day. They ask the Franciscan fathers who run the church for advice, spiritual guidance and prayer.
Taki czy inny powód ich tutaj popycha. Właśnie wtorek jest
and for one reason or another, they're drawn here. On Tuesdays, a priest is available in one place in the church, and all day long there is a line of people waiting to speak about their problems or to ask for a prayer.
Wielu naszych chrześcijan nie ma okazji.
Many of our Christians have no chance to go to Rome, not only in this Jubilee year, but at any time. Most are economic migrants who simply cannot leave Turkey. So for us, this visit is a great joy.
Żyjemy jak sąsiedzi, którzy się wzajemnie szanują.
There have also been tragic moments. Last year, 2 terrorists opened fire in our other Franciscan church, killing one Turkish friend of the parish.
Który był przyjacielem kościoła.
From the capital and formal meetings, Pope Leo flew to Istanbul, home to Turkey's tiny Catholic community, about 33,000 people in a nation of more than 85 million, overwhelmingly Sunni Muslim.
I'm here for over 10 years in Turkey. So here we have I'm a strong Christian. I'm a Catholic. So we have our church here in St. Anthony. Yeah, I'm an Orthodox. So I'm very happy to receive the Papa.
I love this country and its inhabitants.
His first stop was at the Cathedral of the Holy Spirit, where he thanked priests, nuns, and lay workers who keep that community alive, telling them their mission isn't to dominate, but to be, in his words, a little leaven in society. That little leaven takes concrete form just outside central Istanbul, where the Little Sisters of the Poor were preparing to welcome him.
We are looking after poor, elderly persons who have maybe very meager pension means, have other problems, and are looking for a home. So we bring them to our home here, and we try to make it their own home, feel at home. So that is our core mission, but it must be done in a Christ-like spirit.
It's a bit difficult, the life here, because as a Catholic religious institution, we cannot do what we want. We can't do any activities that we want to, or we cannot share our faith with others, because the reason is they may think we are trying to convert them. So that's why we have to be very careful. But in our own ways, we try to help them, to be with them when they are sick, dying. We stay with them.
Hospitality is a gift of this home. Thank you to everyone.
From Istanbul, the Pope boarded a helicopter to Iznik, ancient Nicaea, to mark the 1700th anniversary of the First Council of Nicaea, where bishops first articulated the Nicene Creed that Christians still recite today.
According to major experts on the early centuries of the faith, the imperial palace of Constantine, right behind me, is believed to be the very spot where the Council of Nicaea took place exactly 1700 years ago.
Here in Iznik, at the ruins of the imperial palace of ancient Nicaea, the local archaeologist explains why Pope Leo chose a very different place to pray for Christian unity.
And this very celebration of Nicaea in the Basilica of a Martyr is a reminder that Christians in the East pay a very high price for being faithful to Christ. So for me, it is also incredibly beautiful that Leo is not coming to the imperial palace itself, which you might look for here, but comes to the tomb of a martyr, in order also to pay homage to all those who gave their lives for the faith.
Side by side with Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew and other church leaders, Leo prayed for a future in which Catholics and Orthodox might finally move from division to full communion. At the end of their service, they signed a joint declaration, reaffirming their resolve to keep walking toward restored unity and rejecting any use of God's name to justify violence. From Christian unity to interfaith dialogue, the next day in Istanbul, Pope Leo followed his predecessors into the city's famous Blue Mosque, shoes off, in a gesture of respect to Turkey's Muslim majority. But unlike John Paul II, Benedict XVI, and Francis, he didn't stop for a visible moment of prayer, despite an invitation from the Imam. The Vatican later clarified that the Pope experienced the visit in a spirit of contemplation and listening, a nuanced choice that underlined both respect for Islam and his focus on healing Christian division. Pope Leo's last big event in Turkey was a packed mass at Istanbul's Volkswagen Arena, the first time a pope has celebrated a public liturgy in such a setting here. Around 4,000 Catholics came from across the country, a reminder that this tiny minority still wants to contribute to Turkey's future.
The first bond of unity that I just mentioned is the one within this church, which in this country consists of 4 different liturgical traditions. The sharing of these differences clearly demonstrates one of the most beautiful features of the face of the bride of Christ, a Catholicity that unites.
We are a small church. We are a very small church, very small community. We feel our weakness, but as a Saint Chrysostom, John Chrysostom says that if you renounce to your weakness, the Lord will not we will not be able to act in your life. We have the hope. God, Jesus is risen from the dead. We don't have. There is no fear on a personal level. We shouldn't fear for the future of the church.
On the second leg of his first apostolic journey, Pope Leo XIV visited another flock in the Middle East, Lebanon, the land of the cedar trees. A country deeply marked by conflict and crisis, wounded by the recent war, ongoing cross-border attacks, and years of economic collapse. Lebanon stands at a crossroads, and its people have placed great hope in the Pope's first visit to their country.
The meaning of this visit is to bring hope, Christian hope, that is for everybody, for Christians and not Christians. Hope that never dies, that never let you down. What I expect, that heart would be touched by his message.
A few days after the bombing of Beirut, he did not withdraw. He did not cancel his visit. For us, this is a very courageous act, to come here to a country at war, to bring peace, to build peace together.
The Pope's second day in Lebanon began in profound stillness at the tomb of Saint Charbel Makhlouf, a Maronite monk venerated far beyond Lebanon's borders, even by believers of other religions. Pope Leo XIV is the first pope to visit Saint Charbel's resting place in Anaya, a gesture that has become a powerful sign of solidarity and of Lebanon's interreligious coexistence, since Christians and Muslims alike come here on pilgrimage. Welcomed by Lebanese Maronite representatives and the President of the Republic, Joseph Aoun, Pope Leo paused for a moment in prayer. From there, the Holy Father traveled to Harissa, where the great Marian sanctuary of Our Lady of Lebanon overlooks the Bay of Junay. Inaugurated in 1908, the shrine has become a national place of pilgrimage, a center of interfaith encounter, and a spiritual point of reference for the whole country.
For Muslims and Christians, because they too venerate the Madonna. Mary is also present in the Quran. They have a great esteem and respect for the Madonna.
The meeting with clergy, religious, and pastoral workers was not just a moment of prayer, but a powerful expression of communion and of the deep sense of unity that binds the church together. Later, the day blossomed into pure celebration.
This is Lebanon. Our church is always alive. Every event, you can see all these youth in our events and everything. So this is not shocking for us. And we're so honored today to welcome Pope Leo into our lands, into our home. Because today, Pope Leo, he united the youth from all of Lebanon, and you can see everybody's happy.
Thousands of young people, not only from Lebanon, but also from other countries of the Middle East, like Syria or Iraq, have gathered here in the heart of Beirut for this very special and the most colorful meeting of the whole Papal trip, to give their warmest welcome to Pope Leo and to hear his message of dialogue, peace, and unity.
The Pope's meeting with 15,000 young people was a vibrant tapestry of enthusiasm, a living reminder of Lebanon's youthful spirit and its deep longing for a peaceful and united future. The country is home to one of the Middle East's largest Christian communities, which encompasses 30% of the population, alongside Muslims and several other religious minorities.
Yet there is hope, and there is hope within you. You have a gift that many times we adults seem to have lost. You have hope, you have time, you have more time to dream, to plan, and to do good.
The last day of his schedule was busy. In the morning, he visited the Hospital de la Croix, one of the largest facilities in the Middle East, intended for the care of people with psychiatric illnesses, and managed by the Congregation of the Franciscan Sisters of the Cross of Lebanon. The patients received him with great enthusiasm. The Pope thanked the hospital staff for their work, despite the not always favorable conditions in which they work. Then the Holy Father prayed at the Beirut port, where the explosion of ammonium nitrate left more than 200 dead and almost 7,000 injured in 2020. Parents, children, and survivors of the explosion greeted the Pope one by one. Many held photographs of their loved ones. More than 100,000 people awaited Pope Leo for the final event of his apostolic trip at the Beirut waterfront to participate in the Eucharistic celebration. During his homily, the Holy Father invited the Lebanese to maintain their attitude of gratitude, especially for what he called the unique beauty of their land. However, he stressed that they are spectators and victims of how evil in its many forms can tarnish this wonder. The Holy Father assured his prayers for the people of Lebanon and said he carried in his heart their sufferings and hopes. Before leaving for Rome, Leo XIV was thanked by President Aoun, who said goodbye and expressed his gratitude for the message of unity that was proclaimed during his visit. The Pope said goodbye with a message of peace for the Middle East.
Embracing all of you, I express my aspiration for peace, along with a heartfelt appeal. May the attacks and hostilities cease. We must recognize that armed struggle brings no benefit. While weapons are lethal, negotiation, mediation, and dialogue are constructive. Let us all choose peace as a way and not just as a goal.